May peace and blessings be upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, his companions, and all those who follow his noble path until the day of judgment. Okay. Distinguished guest, speaker, Professor IR, Dr. Zuraida Binti Ahmad, Professor at Kulliyyah of Engineering, and head of Hufaz Leadership Program, Professor Dr. Nurul Fazlin Binti Hasbullah. Students from the International Islamic University Malaysia, brothers and sisters, Muslimin and Muslimat joining us from across the globe, welcome to tonight's program, Adab and Presence, Ethical Leadership in Speech, Space and Screens. This is a very interesting topic, Prof. So this program is jointly organized under the International Quranic Leadership Program, IQ Lead, and the Hufaz Leadership Program with the generous support of NAMA Foundation. So on behalf of the organizing committee, so it is my great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you. So your presence reflects of our shared commitment to cultivating ethical leadership rooted in Islamic values, particularly in an era where our speech, our physical spaces, and our digital interaction profoundly shape our character and influence. So we sincerely thank Nama Foundations for their generous sponsorship and unwavering commitment to supporting initiatives that nurture value-based leadership and holistic human development across the Muslim Ummah. So we pray that Allah bless this gathering. So inshallah grant us beneficial knowledge, sincere intentions, and enable us to translate what we learn into righteous actions. I'm Dr. Suzana Suhalawati Muhammad Siddiq as a moderator for today's program. So before that, let's begin with Quran recitations. So I would like to invite our respected Quran reciter, Brother Zafir Hakim bin Zaimri, Amir of Hufaz Leadership Program. So he will recite from Surah Al-Qalam, verses 1 until 8. Okay, so the virtue floor is yours, Brother Zafir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نون والقلم وما يسطرون ما أنت بنعمة ربك بمجنون وإن لك لأجرا غير ممنون وإنك لعلى خلق عظيم فستبصر ويبصرون بأيكم المفتون إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين فلا تطع المكذبين صدق الله العظيم.
Sadaqallahul Azim, Jazakallahu khair to our reciter for the beautiful recitation. May Allah reward you abundantly. Okay, brothers and sisters, Muslimin and Muslimat, tonight's discussion explores a topic that is both timeless and increasingly relevant in today's world. As technology transforms how we communicate, collaborate, and lead, the Islamic concept of adab become more important than ever. So ethical leadership is no longer demonstrated only through face-to-face interactions, but also through our words online, our digital presence, and the spaces that we create for others. So this session invites us to reflect on how Islamic ethics can guide our communication, professional conduct, digital engagement with wisdom, compassion, and integrity. So we are indeed privileged to have an outstanding scholars and academic to guide us through this important conversation. So it is now my distinct honor to introduce our distinguished speaker. Okay, Professor IR Dr. Zuraida Ahmad is a professor at the Kulliyyah of Engineering, International Islamic University, Malaysia. She obtained her bachelor's degree in material engineering from University Science Malaysia, USM, her master's degree from the University of Manchester Institute of Science and Technology, United Kingdom, and her PhD from IIUM, a registered professional engineer with the Board of Engineers Malaysia. She has more than 2 decades of experience in teaching, research, and academic leadership. Her expertise spans material engineering, engineering education, engineering ethics, and Tawhidic-based knowledge integrations. So her research interests include critical thinking, engineering ethics, curriculum development, sustainable engineering, conductive polymer composites, and smart materials. So Prof. Zuraida has supervised numerous postgraduate researchers, published extensively in her field of expertise, and actively promotes the integrations of ethical values and holistic human development in engineering education, aiming to produce engineers who are intellectually competent, ethically grounded, and social responsible. MashaAllah, subhanallah. So this evening, she will deliver a lecture entitled Adab and Presence, Ethical Leadership in Speech, Space, and Screens. So brothers and sisters, please join me in warmly welcoming Professor IR Dr. Zuraida Binti Ahmad. Prof, the virtual floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Jazakillah, Madam Moderator, Dr. Susanna, my cheerful, kind-hearted younger sisters who are in the same institution as me, but the CV or bibliography or CV that I'm being read is far than my real achievement. But it's okay, it's all the power of AI. But before we start, because our secretariat, thank you very much, the secretariat of the organizer, IQ lead, Madam Prof. Dr. Nurul Fazlin, the head of UFAS, and all my dear brothers and sisters. So we can see the slide, right? So before we begin, let me share something about this picture. You see the difference or the similarity with my real me and the picture here, the top, bottom on the right side. Is there any similarity?
Yeah, same, ma'am.
Sam? Same?
Yes. Yes.
But I look a little bit different. I look younger in this AI generated picture. And here, I think I'm a little bit older. I just do some ice breaking here. So we just check because in Malaysia, I think, how many of you are from Malaysia and how many of you from outside of Malaysia? Can you put your hands up? Wow.
I'm going to put hands first. Those in Malaysia or what?
Yeah, those who are in Malaysia, because I just want to highlight that in Malaysia now it's 8 o'clock. So I don't want to make it our sessions a little bit, what we call it, monologue or one way. So we just do some engagement here. So it is okay. So before coming back to our AI generated picture, so at first glance, it may look like an ordinary professional. Some of you, I cannot see who says that the faces look similar, but it's not. So at first glance, of course, it may look like an ordinary professional, right? But it is actually a AI generated. It looks convincing, definitely. It has a face, it has expression, it has closing, and then I think it shows more confidence with compared to my real me here. Am I right? Or you think that the real me is more confident that AI generated picture? I'm so sorry, I'm being disturbed by my cat here. So, but one thing missing. What do you think? One thing missing from this AI generated picture. What is that?
So
Because soul. Yes, you are right. It does not carry real feelings. It does not carry real experiences. And it does not really carry responsibility or real consequences. So that's the reason why I put AI generated picture there. Of course, I feel like, wow, flawless the face compared to the real me. So this is the world many of us now live in, online. Things can be edited, things can be filtered, things can be generated, and sometimes things can be exaggerated. Am I right? Are you agree with me, my dear brothers and sisters?
Yes.
And sometimes things are carefully presented. It's something sort of illusion. If you are not really agree with me, please object. It doesn't matter. We can have what we call it a scholarly discussion here. I like that. All right. So a post may look harmless. So a comment may feel casual, but leadership is where the illusion ends. So leadership is where the illusion ends, because behind every profile picture, every camera of icon, every delete reply, every messages, and every silence, there is a real human being. So someone can be hurt by our words actually. So, and someone can feel excluded by our action, by our behavior. So someone can lose trust because of what we post in our Instagram, in our WhatsApp, in our, what else? I'm not good in that because I'm experienced or many age people. Or in easy word, I'm a little bit older, not compared to you in gene. You are in genes X or Y or Z?
They.
Z. Wow.
Gen Z, yeah.
Gen Z, yeah? Yeah, in Gen Z. So we can post something, right? We have WhatsApp now. We have what? We have, I know WhatsApp only. TikTok is just being installed by my best friend just recently. We have, what's that? Gram? What gram is that? Telegram, Instagram, what else? So someone can lose trust because of what we post in our Instagram, for example, our TikTok, or we forward something, or we ignore something. So this is very dangerous, very dangerous. So today is not only about manners. It is about how we show up as human beings when we have influence over other human beings. That is why our topic is Adab and Presence, Ethical Leadership in Speech, Space, and Screens. Our madam moderator has what we call it, deliberate a little bit on this title. And then throughout the session, I would like to invite you to hold on to one question. Wherever I go, wherever I go, does my presence add dignity or diminish it? So what is actually the purpose of this? Can we go to the next slide, please? Our dear Secretariat. So look at the purpose. what is the purpose of having this talk? This is the second talk in the series of IQLI, am I right? So, and the purpose for this talk is help students understand that leadership is not limited to formal positions. Every student demonstrate leadership through what? Through how you speak, through how you behave in shared physical and social spaces, and through how they act online and on digital platforms. So, meaning that when we speak, we have to speak with truth, respect, and care. So, and then when we behave, we have to be punctual. For example, like our programs today, it start at 8. So, and they, what we call it, advertisement, they say that you have to come early, so you have to come early. So how then the use of digital influence our digital influence our, I cannot read, it's too small here. Use digital influence responsibly. So that is the thing, that is the purpose, that why we have all these things. But before we go any further, let us define, because our topic is adab and presence, ethical leadership in speech, space, and screen. Let us see what is adab, because there's no point when we talk about a lot of things when we don't really understand what adab means. So what is adab? Next slide, please. Thank you. So what is adab? If we don't read from the screen, from your own point of view, if I may ask Abdul, I cannot see properly the name, Abdul Ahad. What is adab for you, Abdul Ahad? Yes, anybody would like to try? What is adab in your own language, in your own what we call it, understanding? What is adab? Because adab which is written here is being taken from some articles and that I have found while preparing this slide. But in your own point of view, what is adab? Yes.
Manners.
Amar Muriza, yeah, Amar Muriza, you are saying it is akhlaq, right?
It's a good attitude.
It is a good attitude. What else?
So
A good manner and behavior by no shahada. And then what else? What is adab for you? It's from your point of view.
Respect each other.
Respect each other. If I may ask, what is the difference between adab and akhlaq? So I must say, yes, it's a conduct. But I would like to ask you, what is the difference between adab and akhlaq? Anybody? Yes, Junaid, is it good behavior is for akhlaq or for adab?
Adab is always good behavior, while akhlaq we have good and bad behavior.
Who says that? May I know, because I cannot see properly the names.
Easily
You want
offended.
to be a leader, right? When a leader, you are proud to say your names. Or Izur, yes, is it? Yeah, thank you,
Yes.
Izur. Okay, what are about others? What is the difference between adab and akhlaq? Or is it similar meaning?
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yes, madam. Yes, Prof. Adab, I think they are almost similar. I can say Adab is the overall akhlaq, while akhlaq, the specific behaviors, I mean the specific conduct, but they are actually similar. Adab means overall of all of the akhlaq.
Adab is overall of the akhlaq. Or akhlaq is overall, which is comprised of adab. I have to be at this for just 1 minute. 1 minute only.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
For me, adab is like we have to learn about it. But akhlaq is like from us, the common sense. So adab is we have to learn about the something to be more, to get the good behavior.
All right. Okay, if I may read here, Suwaiba said that akhlaq is a personal inner behavior, while adab is how you are conducting the behavior, which is almost what from my point of view. And Saiful Islam say adab is the representations of akhlaq. Nur Shahada say adab is when a person is interacting with others, while akhlaq is always a good character that a person uphold to, which is a very good of you. This is the what we call it. I can see the character of leadership is coming, the potential. Leaders are now we can see now, and I make doa that all of you that participate in this what we call it our discussions might be one day become a leader, inshallah, for the next generation ummah. So actually, from my point of view, they are closely related, but not exactly the same. Meaning that adab and akhlaq, they are closely related, but not exactly the same. All right. Like is it Suwaiba mentions? So akhlaq is inner moral character for me, but adab is right conduct in a particular situation. Or if I may say, akhlaq is who you are becoming, and adab how you show that character. So this is include qualities such as what we call it akhlaq, include qualities such as honesty, patience, what else? Humility, courage, mercy. Whereas adab includes how you speak, how you listen when other people speak, when other people are speaking, how you sit, how you disagree with others, how you learn, how you enter a room, how you use a phone, how you present yourself when you are online. So that is what we call it adab. Or how you treat the teachers. So akhlaq is more about the root, but adab is more about the expression. This is from my point of view. So if I put it a simple way to explain it, akhlaq is the character within. Adab is that character in the actions. Any objections? Any objections?
No, Miss, I got it.
Can you
cannot
say it
have-
again, ma'am?
Again? Again, yeah?
Can you say it again? What did you say just now?
Okay. Akhlaq is the character within us. Adab is that character in actions. If you ask me to repeat another time, the word could be a little bit changed because it's coming from my come across what I'm thinking of. But you can understand, right? Akhlaq is the character within. Adab is that character in action. Are you okay? Shall I continue? Or you are digesting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just make example to make us understand. For example, humility is akhlaq. Listening without interrupting and admitting I may be wrong can be categorized as adab. Any objections? Are you okay with that? And respect is akhlaq. Speaking politely, arriving on time, not exposing someone's private message, then that is called adab. All right, there is some sort of example. Could be mercy is akhlaq. Correcting someone gently rather than embarrassing them is called adab. That is some of example. So I can say like akhlaq shapes the heart, adab shapes the moment, good character becomes visible through good conduct. That is the takeaway point that I would like to give it to you. And then akhlaq asks, what kind of person, am I? Adab asks, what is the right way to act here? To act in this online session, to act when I meet someone which is older than me, and that is adab. With all the examples, Did you clear what the adab mean and what is the difference between adab and akhlaq, so that we can go to the next what we call it, next slide?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, but before that, I just we stay in this slide. So if I read from this slide, what adab is, this is from articles. So the discipline of behaving rightly, beautifully, and responsibly toward Allah, oneself, other people, knowledge, and the world around us. This is one of the concept of Khalifah. We have to be good to our Creator. We have to be good. We have to make ourselves good, to make our people around us good, and that we have to be good to the world around us. So we have to speak with truth and respect. We have to honor people, time, and share spaces, and use knowledge and digital influence responsibly. All right, that is adab. So in our title, adab and presence, right? So let us go to presence in the next slides. Thank you very much. So what is present? So present, if I put it in a very nice word here, is the awareness of how you show up and affect the people, affect the space and situations around you. So it is not about being loud. Sometimes they say that present meaning that being loud, meaning that to attract other people's attentions. It is not about being loud. It's not being popular and people attracted to you, or always speaking so that you can attract other people's attention. No, it's not about loud, popular, or keep on continuously speaking. A person can be quiet and still have a strong positive presence. So for students, for us to become a leader, ethical presence means being aware of our tone, being aware of our body language, and being aware of emotions. So, and then we have to notice, because we want to become a leader, we have to notice who may feel ignored when we are doing what we call it, discussion like this. All right. So I'm so sorry, I cannot address all of you here, because we have, how many people are there? 120 of you in this online sessions. So I cannot address all. Because if you feel ignored, I'm so sorry. And for example, if you write a lot of things in the, what we call it, in the chat, I cannot read it all. If not, we cannot finish it on time. So we go until 2, 3, 4 hours. So is it okay for you? Don't feel left out. Are you okay? Okay, good.
Yes, ma'am.
A big hand, good, that meaning that you are okay with that. So ethical presence means, where are we just now? Ethical presence means that we giving attention. So we notice some of us who may feel ignored, some of us who might feel excluded from our discussions, from our, what we call it, groups, or some of them who are feel uncomfortable. Because in Islam, we say that if we, what we call it, we be good to others and welcome others, inshallah, we are also be welcome. So we are giving attention to the moment instead of being distracted or careless, meaning that behaving in ways that we will make others feel respected and safe. We make them feel respected and safe. All right. So present means the ability to be fully aware of ourselves or yourself, or fully aware of others, meaning that it's not just about ourselves, we become selfish, and the impact of our behavior to others. So if I want to repeat, it's not going to be the same sentence, because it's just what we call it, just on the spot. So presence is the ability to be fully aware of ourselves or yourself, to be fully aware of others, and the impact of our behaviors to the others as well. So that is present. But so present is not merely being in a room or joining a Zoom call. like what we are doing now. It is how we enter that space, how we treat people there, and what remains after we leave. After we leave, did somebody hurt because of what we say? Did somebody hurt because of our actions? Did somebody hurt because of what else? Words, actions? Oh, I think that's all. So does our present bring calm? Yes.
If you go the ship, you will combo December also.
Again? Again, yeah? Yes, my brother, I cannot hear you. Can you repeat? It's okay. So does our present bring calm to the others? Does our present bring respect and inclusion? Or does it bring pressure, distraction, and discomfort to others? So we have to evaluate that so that what we call it, we can, meaning that our leaderships become what we call it, how to say is that our leadership becomes good and we are gaining the respect from others. All right, so that is present. Shall we go to the next slide, please? And then what is ethical leadership? Because in our title, we says that adab and present, what is again our title? Can't remember our title, but it mentions about ethical leadership. So what's actually our ethical leaderships? What does it mean by that? So ethical leadership, if I may read here from the slide, ethical leadership is the responsible use of influence to guide people, to make decisions, and to do actions toward what is right, fair, and beneficial. So leadership is equal to influence plus responsibility plus accountability. So what does it mean by influence? Influence means that your words and actions affect others, right? For example, like we talk about influencer, meaning that their works and their actions affect others. So that's why they have a lot of followers. So our influence is we influence others by our words and by our kind actions. So what is responsibility? Responsibility use that influence, what we call it, with care, fairness, and respect, right? Like what being showed by our Prophet Muhammad SAW. And then we says that leadership equals to influence plus responsibility plus accountability. And what is accountability? Meaning that be ready to answer for the impact of our decisions. Meaning that be ready to answer for the impact of our decisions. What does it mean by that? If we do actions like this, what is the impact from our actions? So we are accountable for what we say. We are accountable for what we act. So that is the accountability. So what does it mean by ethical leadership? It will combine those influence, those responsibility, as well as accountability. So don't forget about accountability. So the three arenas of ethical leadership, this will include what we call it. This will include speech, space, and screen, like the title being given to me. So what I would like to highlight again, ethical leadership is not about having a title because I'm a professor, for example. No. Or ethical leadership is not about having the loudest voice. It is about using our influence in a way that protects dignity, promotes fairness, and brings people towards constructive actions. So normally for an ethical leader, they will always ask, is this right? Is this fair? Who may be affected? Am I solving the problem or harming the person? Am I willing to be accountable for these decisions? So, and then what is my intention to do this? Because in Islam, Innamal amalu binniyat. Everything is depend on our intentions, for example. So ethical leaders do not merely say or ask, can I do this? Normally they ask, should I do this? What is my intentions? My intention is because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And what will it do to the others? What is the impact? What if we do this? What is the impact to the others? So ethical leaders normally when they want to do something, they have a lot of things that they think so that the impact to others, the contribution to others will give a great impact so that they will make the betterment of Ummah, inshallah. Shall we go to the next slide, please? So we have how many arenas just now? We are talking about what are arenas of the what we call it ethical leaderships. We have 3, right? We have speech, we have spaces, and we have what is another one? Yes, what is another one? Can we go back to the last slide? Screens. We have screens. Sorry, we have speech. We have space and we have screen. No, we go one by one. We go to speech, meaning that ethical leadership through speech. All right. So what has been written here? So it's written here that words are one of the strongest forms of influence. I think if I may ask Izul, is it Izul? Or Zafi that recite Quran just now. I think I'm not good. I'm not Hufaz. I'm neither Ustazah or Ustaz, just about to start understand the tafsir. It's okay. Stay here in this thing. But in Surah Mu'minun, am I right? Those who are Hufaz, you are Hufaz. Some of you here are Hufaz. They are saying something about the words, something that a good words, right? To be a good mu'min, we have to have a good words, meaning that speak nicely to others. Am I right?
Yes, you are right. You are right.
Can you recite that verse?
Yes, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا.
So meaning that words are one of the strongest forms of influence. A leader's speech can build trust. A leader's speech can clarify confusions. A leader's speech can encourage others. And a leader's speech can correct mistake or, in the worst part, can cause harm. So how important is the speech? And then ethical leader through words mean using speech with truth. Speak honestly. Do not exaggerate things. And then don't spread rumors, because rumors is very dangerous. We are in the era of there are a lot of rumors, right? And do not manipulate facts or hide important informations. So an ethical leader using speech with respect, correct people without humiliating them. Right? But sometimes, of course, we observe that, of course, we have good intentions. We say that, my friend do something which is a little bit mistakes. I used to see one incident that the leaders, they have good intentions. One of the members are wearing a very, very, how to say, the color is very bright. So, and then of course, we have the ethical or code of ethics, dress code. When we want to go for corporate meeting, we have the dress code, right? So not to say dress code is not a policy, but there's guideline when we want to attend. A leader should know how to dress. So to a corporate meeting, but the persons who are one of the members are wearing a very bright shirts, and because of the skin is a little bit dark, the leader says that, why you wear these dark shirts, these bright shirts? You are dark, meaning that it's really we can see that it's really motivated the persons. We can what we call it, we can correct them because the color, of course, we admit the color is not suitable for the corporate meeting, but we says that we are going to do the corporate meeting. It is good if you have a little bit color, a little bit pastel color, so that it won't attract the members of the meeting. For example, that is one of example, without body shaming or whatever it is. So we disagree with ideas without attacking the persons. This is respect. And then ethical leadership through words mean using speech with responsibility. What does it mean? Meaning that think about the effect of your words before speaking, before posting, before commenting or forwarding a message. Because when you post, when you what we call it, forward a message, sometimes it's very, very bad to get it back, to clear it, to delete it, because when people are spreading it, so it becomes viral, and it will affect others as well. Speech includes face-to-face conversation. Speech include conversation in classroom, discussion, could be group chats, could be email, could be comments, could be voice note, captions, and as well as online meeting as what we do. So words actually can clarify, words can encourage, words can correct. Sometimes when we give a very nice word, it can heal others. But at the same time, when you give a bad words, it can embarrass others, and they can, what we call it, harms others as well. Sometimes I just wondering if you may know what is the answers. We know from the reports from Ministry of Health, currently we can see that the mental health is increasing. Do you know why? Do you have some clue of that so that we can share here? Anybody? Why mental health among the youth is increasing? Is it because of the load, the pressure, or is it because of the words that coming from the peers? Because because of sometimes when we share something, we forward something, we forgot to filter, to screen whatever things or what we call it, whatever words that we are forwarding. So it's affect others, right? Therefore, there are some common tips that I would like to highlight. For example, like ethical speech is truthful without being cruel, for example. Being direct is not the same being harsh. Sometimes we want to say, we want to speak truthfully, and we want to be direct, but being direct is not the same as being harsh. Choosing the right words will help others very much. So careful in your, what we call it, in your selections of word. If you want to have skill in what we call it, in choosing the right word, read a lot. Read a good book a lot, so that you can take all the words from the books that you read. All right? And stop gaming, because I know when we are doing gaming, sometimes we have the tendency to come out with a very bad words when we are losing in the game, for example. So, and then another thing which is quite what we call it important is listening. Skill of listening is also a form of leaderships. We listen to the others. We don't have to comment. We don't, could be that we put some advice later on, but try to listen to others so that they will feel they are appreciated. And speak to solve problem, not to win arguments. So when you are having discussions, make sure the objective is to solve the problem, not to win the argument. If you feel like that you are now not, meaning that you realize that you do the mistakes or your statements is not correct, be honest and just say that I'm so sorry, I overlooked for certain things. It's not harm. It doesn't mean that you are losing in that discussions, but it shows people will respect you for able to admit your mistakes. And then before speaking, consider truth. And then again, I would like to highlight on intentions, because intentions is very, very crucial. What is the kind of intentions? What is our intention? Because if we direct to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the intentions, and inshallah, Allah will help you, what we call it, choosing the right word. And then before speaking, make sure the timing is correct. You don't want to what we call it, to say something not at the right time. Because sometimes people, for example, like, you know that your friend is very, very sad, and then you say something that make him or her even more sad, for example. So before speaking, you have to make sure, is it necessity, or is it just some ordinary, what we call it, talking? So you have to evaluate all those things. So before speaking, again, I like to just put in what we call it, in a word like a simple word like this. Before speaking, it is necessary to ask, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it respectful? Is it helping the situations? If I what we call it, if I talk, will I say this if the person were standing in front of me? And then a couple of what we call it, questions that need to ask ourselves before the words coming out from our words. All right. So can we go to next slide, please? Shall we have some activities? Tone transformer, for example. We want to send the message to our friends, for example. So we are in group, we are leaders, so we want to send some message. And then 1 to 3 there, shown here, 3 hash student messages. Yeah, for example, message number 1, it's written like, you clearly did not do your work. You caused this whole problem. What do you think? Is it harsh or is it okay to you? Yes. Are you okay with that kind of statement?
No, it's quite harsh.
It's quite harsh. So can you change it into a little bit, what we call it, nicer? Or acceptable to the others? Yes, thank you, Tanvir. This is harsh. If I in that position also, I feel like, oh, I'm the troublemaker, for example. If somebody say it to me like that. So what is the best way saying things? Because we want to send the same message, but with better adab. How are we going to say it? You can write in the, what we call it, chatbot, or you can just say it here. You have a good idea, but not possible in this situation. Good, Unite. Acceptable, yeah, good. What else? Shall we write it in chatbot, or you can say it here so that we can share what is the nice way or say something, to say something. They have same message, but with a better adab, with a better words that people, when they hear it, they feel calm and they feel like, oh, okay, I need to change because I do something which is a little bit bad, for example. Yes. Shall we put it in our, say, I'm sorry first, right? Yeah, could be. It's a value added for our conversation. I'm sorry, I should say that you have a good idea, but it is not possible in this current situation. Could be good, yes. I learned something from you. I don't know, what is your name? Ziomi. It's written here, Ziomi. What is your name, my dear? Yes, what else? We have how many of us here? 100 something, right? 120. What else? When you do, you are amazing, but sometimes you are under delivering. Let me read this one first. It makes all fall behind, so please make it better. Hussein, let us look. I think when you do, you are amazing. When you do, you are amazing, but sometimes you are under delivering. It makes all fall behind. behind. It makes all fall behind, so please make it better. Could be that we can tweak a little bit more to make it a little bit calming. What do you think, Hussein? What do you think? Yeah. IQ lead admin says that not always need to say sorry. It's depend on the situations. Yes, that's good. Nur Fatiha says, I hope you are doing okay in this hectic week. Do you have any problem in finishing your task? You need any help or problem to discuss? Quite good. Respond, yeah, Fatiha, good. I'm alumni IIUM since 2016, mashallah. Hopefully that you can contribute and become our ambassador in our outside world. Yeah. Thank you very much. I don't know your names, but shall I call you Xiaomi? Sounds like Korean now. Kamsahamnida. So Abdul Ahad said, it seems the work wasn't completed as expected. Let's discuss what happened and how we can solve the problem together. Yes. For 3, okay. Wow, you are so fast, Iman. You go on number 3 already. We are just discussing number 1. It's okay, good. For number 3, is it possible when somebody says in harsh way, why are you always late? And then Iman suggests that to say like, is it possible for you to come on time next time? Or is there any problem with our assigned timing? Could be a little bit more tweet that it will be a little bit softer. This is from my opinion. And make punctuality a habit. Junaid say it's quite good, but a little bit sharp. Muhammad Ahmed say, I have noticed you have been arriving late quite often. Is there something causing the delay? This is number 3, right? Please try to be on time in the future. So is everything fine at your end? We notice slight change in your progress. Or this is for number 1. You clearly did not do your word. You caused this whole problem. But Muhammad Adam says that where is it? I noticed you have been, no, where is it? It seems that, yeah, Muhammad Irshad say, it seems like your work didn't complete that. I hope you can find your time to finish it in time. All right. Oh, Irfan. Thank you, Irfan. Can you please do it in a better way so that we can get and improve results? This is Nias Makhdum. And then Ahmad Qasim said, the work that you have not complete have met delays and issues for other people. But if you have any issue, please tell me what is it. One form of saying it. So I will be happy if you can make an improvement in doing your work. Speech style also depend on the culture. Yeah. Speech style also depend on the culture. Some culture accept straightforwardness better than some culture. Yes, true. We will come to that in our last slide, inshallah. Thank you for reminding my IQ lead admin here in the chat. All right. So that is good. That is a very good, what we call it, response there. So could be that when we say that, where is just now, you clearly did not do your work, you caused this whole problem. Could be that I will take some of the one, what we call it, some of the word that some of you that written in the chat, you can say that the task is incomplete and it affects the whole group. Can we clarify what happened and agree on the next steps, for example? And then number 2, your idea makes no sense. We can say that in a very nice way. I see the idea differently. Can you explain how it would work in these situations? We can say like this. Yeah. Miss, what was the? We can say, for example, number 2. We go to number 2. Your idea makes no sense. Could be that we can say that, I see the idea differently. Can you explain how it would work in these situations? The same message, but a little bit different to make better adab. So number 3, why are you always late? And then we have started late several times. Now we are not pointing directly, right? So we just say that we have started late several times lately. Is there anything affecting your ability to join on time? For example, this is just example that I can think of. But some of you has written a very good, what we call it, rephrasing the same message with a better adabs. So thank you very much, those who are, what we call it, those who are participating in the chat box. And I hope that one day you can have a very great, what we call it, fluent, eloquent speech when you are talking with others, and you are going to be a great leaders, inshallah, for the next generation ummah. I keep on praying for that, because we are lacking for the, what we call it, leaders for that generation's ummah. You can notice that from what we did in our speech activity 1, the problems still can be addressed, right? It's just that we tune it a little bit different, so that people who are listen to it, they don't feel offended, they don't feel bad, they don't feel sad. So when we do ethical speech, it protects our dignity while pursuing our accountability actually. So that is the activity number 1. All right. Let us go to activity number 2. All right. Listen before leading. Let's say our scenario. A group member has become quiet during meetings. One member thinks they are lazy. Other member thinks they are lazy and want to remove them from the project. So what is your action? I give you what we call it, action 1, action 2, action 3, and action 4. Action 1, remove the person immediately so that it won't affect others. Sometimes when other people are keep quiet, other people also, they are contagious, they don't want to speak as well. So selection 1 is remove the person immediately so that it won't affect others. Selection 2, send a message in the group chat provoking so that they will talk. Because we want them to talk, so that we provoke them to talk. Then selection number 3, privately ask whether they are facing a difficulty and listen first to the, what we call it, the answer of that member, the quiet member. And selection 4, ignore the situation and continue the discussions. So what say you regarding this scenario? Wow. Everything say number 3. I would like to say number 3 as well. But what is your justification then? Thank you, Mr. Saiful Islam. Number 3 will reduce mental health issues. Thank you, Ifran. All right. What is your justification of choosing number 3, not number 4, not number 2, not number 1? Yes. Those who already answer and not answer. Let me go through the names so that I can, what we call it, I can, know some of you cannot see the names. I'm so sorry. I'm not good in this. So Iman said, number 3, because calling them out in group might embarrass them and hinder further communication. Good, Iman. All right. What else? Number 3. It's okay, Ahmad, number 3. Many of us said number 3. But what is your justifications on saying number 3? Yes, Ahmad. Or yes. Abdullah Aiman said, yes, guiding his friend with hikmah. Yes, good. What else? My dear brothers and sisters. Yes, number 3. But what is your justification, Ismail? Izo said, number 3, we want to respect them and protect their dignity, because we talk about dignity just now, right, Izo? And we do not want to shame this. Yes, good. And when we take care of other people's aib, Allah may close our aib as well. You understand what I say, aib? Yes, because it's Arabic word. Am I right? Or not? Or it's a Malay word? I'm so sorry about that. So Abdul Rahman say, I believe number 3 because in private person may listen you more, while if you talk with as public, most time may lead in another direction or person feel very bad. Yeah, true. They feel very bad because other people know that we are that we try to correct that in public. Yeah, Mariam said we seek to understand before judge. Yeah, good, because we are not become judgmental leader. We ask why they are being quiet, for example. Abdullah had say a good leader listen first, understand the person's problem, and then makes a fair decisions. Good, Abdullah. So we finish with activity 2. Last, I read it for Cahaya. Cahaya, you must be from Indonesia, right? So action 2. This is a little bit different. Sometimes I like people who would like to be different because for me as engineer, there's no right or wrong as long you can justify, and the justification is still in the Sharia. Chaya said action 2. Why? You give them space and encourage them to speak. I think action 3 doesn't solve an issue because some quiet people just need someone to talk to them first before they spoke. That's what Cahaya says. But Alfiyatul Rahmania says number 3, because privately ask whether they are facing a difficulty and listen first because yes? Are you okay? Because a good leader should understand the person's situation before making judgment. Yeah, it's very good. It shows empathy, respect, and help find the real cause of the problem. Okay, thank you, Jaya. Every person has many problems. You need to know that. Good, because we don't know what being facing by others. Could be they are quiet because they are trying to solve problems, connecting with the internet or others. We don't know because, or if it is, or if it is face to face, being quiet because they are thinking a lot of things, they are facing a lot of problems. We don't know. So. Number 3, Adam said, just as we would like to be respected, we must first learn to not disrespect others, especially in front of others. Thank you very much to those who are answering. May Allah make you a good leaders in the near futures. All right, so shall we go to what we call it, activity 3, or we don't have activity 3? What is in the next slide? Okay. We have 3 arenas for ethical leadership, am I right? 1 is space. I keep on reminding myself because I forgot what I have written. We have space, we have speech, we have speech, we have space, and we have screen. Now we go to second arena where we call it as space. What does it mean by space? So where is it just now? Let me see the space. So space, let me read from the slides. So we know that people are inspired by leaders who are genuine, right? Who are grounded and who are real, not AI generated. So authenticity draws people in because it reflects truth and courage. It makes leadership feel personal. It makes leadership feel human, not distance or forced. So when people see our real self, they feel invited to show theirs too. So this will create a culture of openness. So when we create culture of openness, we feel close to each other, and then not too open until it goes beyond Sharia. Yeah? So it will create connections and mutual respect. So and authentic leaders have a deep and lasting impact. So their leadership doesn't just manage, it transforms. It's be real, and your influence will, inshallah, multiply. So in our current slide, what does it mean by space? So what do we mean by space? Space is not only a physical place. It could be includes every environment when we meet others, when where we learn, for example, where we work, where we wait for our friends or we wait others, where we worship, where we collaborate or interact with others. So could be for students because all of you are students, or could be for when you are working. The shared space could be just take that you are student first, because I know that Irfan is already graduated, right? So we took student first, Irfan, or those who are working, we take a student first. For student, normally shared space include what? Classroom, right? Your behavior, your actions in the classroom, laboratories, hostel or residences, your prayer spaces, for example, in musalla, in madrasa, in mosque, when you are meetings, when you are queuings, when you have student events, and when you discuss in the group projects for in IIUM, for example, we have IDP, we have FIP, we have a big group projects, we have community service, we are interacting with others. So these are shared space. And of course, do not forget online meeting rooms as well, like what we are doing now. So we have all this type of space. So, and then what are the main principle in this space? Shall we go to the next slide so that I can see what we call it, what is in the next slides? So what are the main principle, what we call it, in these spaces? Because we know in every one of these spaces, our behavior affects other people. The way we enter laboratories, for example, the way we enter the classroom, for example, the way we speak with others, with our lecturers, with our friends, with our technicians, with our colleagues, the way we sit, the way we listen. Somebody, when they come to the class, they sit like this, some they sit like this. The way we are doing things, the way we interact, for example, the way we leave the classroom, the way we leave the meeting, the way we use facilities, send a message about, it will send a message to other about our character actually. So just remember, the way we act, it sends a message about our character. So ethical presence means being aware that shared spaces belong to everyone, not only to the loudest or most confident person. So the main principle here is, I write here, I read here, power is not shown by taking the most space actually, it is shown by making space for others as well. So a person may dominate a meeting. You talk and with your loudness, you show that as if you are dominating the meeting. A person may speak first and then continuous speaking and have a longer durations of speaking, for example. A person may interrupt others, for example. A person may leave a mess behind, ignore people waiting to speak, for example. Or sometimes a person can make others uncomfortable in a meeting, in laboratories, in all the spaces that we identify just now. To certain people, they say this may look like confidence, but it is not actually confidence. Sometimes it shows unethical leadership, sometimes, but most of the time it shows some unethical leadership. Ethical leader do the opposite. They notice who has been left. They notice who has been left out, who is struggling to participate, for example, and they help, they encourage those who are struggling to participate. Could be the person could be introvert, has some difficulties in the language that they're going to use, for example, who has been interrupted so many times and at the end of the day demotivated to participate, for example, and who may not feel safe to speak. So the ethical leader, they will notice all this person. So they use their presence to create inclusivity, for example. They use their presence to create dignity and order. So leaders not dominate every space. Leader is not about controlling every conversation or making every decision. In the classroom, for example, this means not answering every question before others can think. Of course, we know that you can answer the things, but sometimes it's good to give a little bit, what we call it, space for others to answer as well, to acknowledge them, to any one of you can help me to acknowledge, right? To acknowledge them, for example. So, allows, Saiful Akmal say, allow others their allotted space so that they can grow and prosper. Yeah, mashallah. Yes, good. Okay, because I'm out of word and you help me. Thank you very much, Akmal. One day, inshallah, you can be a good leader. In a meeting, it means not interrupting, dismissing ideas. Sometimes there are people who like to dismissing other people's idea or treating disagreement as disrespect. Of course, we can agree to disagree, but in hikmah way, to put things with this some space for others to prosper as well, like what Saiful Akmal said. Thank you very much. In a group project, it means not talking all the visible credit while others quietly do the work. But sometimes in many, what we call it, in many occasions, sometimes being a leader, sometimes we take the credit of what our members doing. So meaning that sometimes we know that when we presented something, our group member has done a very good job and become a leader, we are presenting the thing, and at the end of the day, could be other people are praising us for the good presentations, well, without noticing, without acknowledging that the preparations of the slides could be is coming from our teamwork, from our teams, and a good leader, they will address all those who have been working very hard so that to make a successful team. In online meeting, for example, it means not speaking over people, ignoring chat responses, or making others feel embarrassed because of weak connections, camera issues, or accents. Because sometimes people, they're not good because we have, like, I can't remember who says that because of different culture, different places, different, what we call it, races, we have different accents, for example, and because of different accents, unhikmahly, I'm using English and Arabic together, unhikmahly say something bad to the person that will demotivate them. So a leader does not need to be the center of every space, actually. Normally, leaders make room for, what's that? Quieter voices. Because we have been brought up differently. Some students, some of our friends are naturally confident speakers. So some confident speakers. I have a lot of friends that they are confident speakers. And to be frank, shall I take a break a little bit to share some story? I'm a little bit introvert when I was what we call it, young. And normally when we have argue in the meeting, I have difficulty to express out what I feel, what is my point of view. And sometimes I know that I have the facts and I need to deliver that facts. But because of a little bit introvert, I keep on quiet. And after the meeting is finished, I say, why am I not doing this? Why am I not saying this? Because I'm not a confident speaker. So it takes time for me to become a confident speaker, and it takes a lot of dua, a continuous dua, Allah, because as a Muslims, we want to do da'wah, right? One of the, what we call it, the main asset for the person to do da'wah is when they is a confident speaker. So I met a lot of what we call it dua. So I become confident when I speak to others, and of course, towards the end, meaning that after certain years of making dua, a little bit confident, but not still in the learning process, inshallah, and I will keep making the dua so that I can share the knowledge with others as well. So some of us are naturally confident speakers, right? And is that the last word I'm saying just now? Yeah, some of us are confident speakers, but some may need more time. Some may prefer writing, and some may be communicating in a second language, or maybe worried about being judged. Of course, when we are discussing something, you are Gen Z, right? Gen Z, they afraid of, they have certain turn, right? FOMO, am I right? Because I have children in Gen Z and they keep on saying FOMO. What is FOMO? Do you know what is FOMO?
Fear of missing
You're
out.
missing out.
Yeah, fear of missing out. So sometimes I say that they say that I don't want to say anything. If I say something, I will go against the members of meeting, and of course I will be missing out, or I will be left out, or whatever you want to say it. So, keep quiet is better because everybody is keep quiet because we are fear of missing out, for example. So, and then if we don't have that courage and we don't want to talk, so leaders must know how to play their roles so that they make room or they make space for a quieter voice. So, meaning that ethical leaderships actively inviting participations. For example, like you can say like, oh, we have heard a few views. Is there anyone else who has not had the chance to speak? If you don't want to speak right now, you can write. So at least there's some participations, even though they are quiet. Meaning that we just want to include their ideas. Because sometimes the quiet person, they have a lot of ideas, but they have what we call it problems to express it out. So you have to involve their participation. So you can invite them by saying that, we have heard a few views. There's a lot of views. Could be there are some more valuable views from others who are not yet speaking. You can have a chance to speak, or you can write, and I will read it for you, for example. Or you can say that, let us, how to say it? Let us also check the chat for written responses. So you are encouraging them to participate. Or you can say that, would anyone like a moment to think before responding? I will give you some time so that I can have some coffee first. Meaning that you are giving space for others to think, to respond. They will feel appreciated, actually. So we may have different perspective, but let us hear from someone who sees it differently, because we are inviting them to share their point of view. So, or there's a lot of way, right, of saying things. We can also say like, we can read just now, some of you suggesting to say, what we call it, sorry, or we can say, okay, appreciating those who are already giving the idea. We say that, thank you for sharing the ideas, but let us make sure everyone has room to contribute as well. So let us get to hear from those who are not yet giving the ideas. For example, that is all example, right? So I just look at the time. May I ask, Dr. Moderator, at what time that we're supposed to stop? And we will have question and answer, right?
Yes, Prof. It's 9:30. We will stop, and then after that, continue another 20 minutes for question and answer.
All right.
Is it okay, Prof?
All right.
Okay.
So, Okay, so all this, what I said, that would you thank you for sharing. Let us hear from other people as well, because we want to give some space, some rooms for them to participate in our discussion. It's good because for a leader, an ethical leader, if they would like. What we call it, they want to get all the ideas from the members of the members from the group. So why and then because we are online, what we call it, sessions, listen to others is very important, because like what one of our friends says that when we talk about global online, for example, like what we are having now, it could be that language, for example, culture, for example, time zone, internet quality, of course, and then confidence level, because we have been brought up in different culture, might differ greatly. So silence does not always mean lack of ideas, actually, because of what we have mentioned. Sometimes it means the space had not yet felt safe enough for them to express out the idea. So that is the reason why we give some spaces for them to voice out the things, and make that space, the space that we allocated for them, feel safe for them to give the ideas. And then number 3, respect is shown through everyday action, right? So adab in shared space is often visible through small actions that may seem ordinary, but they reveal care for others. For example, like punctuality, arriving on time, arriving on time. Why it is very important, arriving on time? Because it shows respect for other people's time and preparations. And of course, cleanliness, living in classroom, for example, laboratory, when you are in hostel, or even area when you do community service, for example, because clean area show responsibility, and it show responsibility for the next person. I remember visiting Japan long time ago. Before, when we visit there, we can notice they are using word. I'm not so sorry. Any of you know Japanese word like kirani? Meaning that they are clean the things for the person before we use it. For example, in the toilet, they make sure that the toilet is really, really clean and dry. So the next people, before after we have using it, won't have problem to use it. So meaning they are not about themselves, but they are thinking about others. So respect is shown through everyday action. For example, like body language, like eye contact, like attentive posture. Because I remember the story of Prophet Muhammad SAW, because he, as a prophet, always show attentive posture, even though the person who are talking with him is just a small boy, right? Because you read the hadith, when who is that always with him? The young boy who's being giving by his mother to Prophet Muhammad, to help Prophet Muhammad. What is his name?
Anas.
Anas ibn Malik, right? Anas ibn Malik. Remember that when he talked to Anas bin Malik, he always holding the shoulder, look in front of Anas and say something, whatever he won't instruct Anas. Meaning that is the attentive posture. And then, of course, body language about dismissive gesture. For example, that is dismissive gesture. And not visibly multitasking, and then we communicate with respect. And then, of course, ethical presence ask important questions. What is under this thing? Okay, ethical presence ask important questions before and during any shared activity. Ethical leaders normally should quietly ask, who has not been hurt yet? Who may feel excluded? Is anyone being interrupted or ignored? Is this space safe and respectful for everyone? Am I contributing or am I dominating? Have I respected other people's time? Am I leaving the space better or worse for the next persons? So this would turn leaderships into a daily practice rather than a title, inshallah. So we go to activities. Next slide, please. So we have these activities. Let's say we are online. This is online, but I make it because the theme is what we call it nude color. So I put that online things in on color like this. You might see all the people here. One are very talkative. This show an illustrations of an online group meeting. One person talk, what we call it, continuously. The women on the left hand side here. One person talk, one person here keeps being interrupted. One person has their camera off and has not spoken. One person in the middle bottom here struggling with internet connection. You can't see the loading symbol there. And one person is trying to contribute in the chat. And then, so let us ask ourselves, who may be excluded in this meeting and what can the group leader do? You can write your answer in chat. Who may be excluded in this meeting? Yes. Or you don't want to exclude them, but how? But how can you that are going to be the Muslim leader in the next generation Ummah, what can you do so that you can control the situation? Abba says Zara is excluded. All right, that is what it is. Why Zara need to be excluded? He talked continuously. Could be the idea is very good. Abbas. Oppo said no one is excluded. So how can you control the situations, Oppo? I know this is not your name, so but it is easy to call your name because it's written Oppo there. I'm so sorry because not calling your own name because yes. Yeah, Hamza import internet connection, so he may be excluded. Why everyone is excluded, Hikmah? Yes. Some say that, of course, technically, your answer is right. What we call it, Muhammad Aisha and Hussein, you say that Hamza could be excluded because of internet connection. That is technically, but as a leader, do you want to exclude some of the members here? And Hikmah says everyone is excluded. Why? And then Iman said Zara. Hamza and Yusuf are primarily excluded. Omar is also somewhat excluded because he's being ignored. So he said excluded. So, okay, whatever it is, as a leader, what do you need to do in order to include all of them in the discussions? Yeah, Hikmah, yes, because anyone can be excluded. Yes, Abdul says. So as a leader, I will postpone the meeting. That is what no Shuhada says. But it is very urgent meeting lah, Shuhada. What's supposed I do? Shuhada say, as a leader, I will postpone the meetings. If it is a urgent meeting and we need to settle and need to have some concrete decision for certain thing, what shall I do? Saiful Akmal said Omar wanted to interrupt, but his microphone was muted. Yes. So what shall they do? I think the group leader may do roundtable discussion, allocating time for everyone to voice their thoughts. Those with poor connection, less confident, can be given space to write in the chat sections. Acceptable, Amira? Yeah, true. We try to control the meeting. But how, Oppo? How to control the meeting? We have some what we call it ideas. For example, like Amira says, allocating time for everyone to voice their thoughts. Those with poor connections, less confident, can be given space to write in the chat. And Tasnim said, no one won't be excluded if all have active participation in discussions. Good. Abdul Ahad says, a good leader makes sure everyone's voice is heard. Yes, true, Ahad, Abdul Ahad. But how? Muhammad Tanvi says, Yusuf will be included. Reorient the focus back to the agenda. True. How? Oppo says, the leader shouting about the reasons. But I know that you are the leaders, Oppo. You are the leaders, Oppo. So how can, what do you think? And what is the reason, and how can you control the situations? Muhammad Sanusi says that fair hearing. Ikmat Siraj say that as leader, I make sure that pre-orientations about the meeting protocol. Yes, good. The group leader should checking the others members. Duratun Najwa says the group leader should check that other members, if they have problem before start if they have problem before start the discussions. Iman Nafisa said the leader can propose either a physical meeting if possible. If not, have the meeting happening while simultaneously keeping a group chat. Lower connections needed. Open for those unable to be in Zoom properly. Anfas said all should be included. True, but the etiquette of the meeting should have been communicated in advance. Very good. You must ensure it doesn't continue. That is what Anfas said, and Abdul Ahad says that invite quiet member to speak. Stop people from interrupting others. Read and reply to chat messages. Help one with connection problems, and give everyone an equal chance to participate. Thank you, Abdul Ahad. It's quite comprehensive. Okay, Kamal, continue mentioning that during meeting, I'm going to mute, what's that? All and starting to show the way how to be the meeting. All right. Alhamdulillah, that is some of you. So yeah, I'm expecting response like invite quieter participant to speak. Of course, some of you mentioned that check the chat box, give extra time to those with poor connections, avoid interruptions, or moderate so that those who are always being interrupted has the fair chance to talk. Could be that any of you mentioned that use round robin participation. Yeah, it's okay, Amma. So use round robin participations, meaning that okay, after one, another one. So, and often offer written participation in the chat box. I think that is a very good way, and you have given a quite good response as well. So, of course, definitely from what we have done, our activity, inclusion requires active attentions. We cannot just keep quiet and proceed with the meeting, or could be if we are not doing something, postponing the meeting also not going to help. So because when we want to get everybody included, so it requires active attentions. We have to see those who are talk continuously, we moderate it to give fair chances to always being interrupted. Those who are having connections, problems in internet connections, for example, we give some space sometimes so that they have time to join us. And those who are have difficulty to speak, could be introvert a little bit, they can use chatbot, for example, but they have the fair chances to share their ideas, to participate in our discussion. Because silence does not mean lack of intelligence or lack of interest. It just sometimes is the product, it seems like that. All right. I think we go to, because it's already 9:34, a little bit faster.
So I think Prof, is time. You want to finish all the slide or?
We get a little bit faster. Give me a
Okay.
little bit of time. Is it okay, our moderator?
Yes, Prof.
Let's go to activity number 2. Activity number 2, a little bit, we take this. Let me see, activity number 2, backroom challenge. Facilitate, do not donate. We're supposed to have, we go to activity number 3 because we don't have time to go for what we call it. We go straight to screens activity because we have to complete the 3 things: speech, space, and screens. Before this, we go to theory first. Yes, go to the theory first. Slide before. Okay. All right. We are talking about ethical leadership on screens. Screens are moral space as well. So we go to here. We know that digital spaces are not separate from real life. There are places where people learn, collaborate, build friendship, disagree, share. So this digital space include WhatsApp, includes Telegram, include TikToks, X, Discord, or whatever it is. So all the communications happens through a device, the impact is real. So a message can encourage someone. It can embrace someone as well and spread fear. So ethical leaders on screens are how to say that? Or we can say that a screen may create distance, but it does not remove responsibility. So we know that behind every profile picture is a human being. When we communicate online, it is easy to forget that there is a real person behind the username. All right. It is a real person behind the profile picture, behind the camera of icon. And that person may be tired, actually. That person may be struggling with language. That person may be afraid to speak. So ethical leaders, they begin with when you remember this human reality. So do not treat people online in ways you would not accept face-to-face. Respectful online leaders does not mock accent. They does not shame mistake. They not insult appearance. So because we know that screen can make us react faster and careless. Digital communication often encourage quick reaction. So we may feel angry, misunderstood, embarrassed, impatient. So within second, they can type a harsh reply, forward a rumor, post a sarcastic comment, or share a screenshot. So all these things will lead to some, what we call it, and it will disturb the emotion. So do not let temporary emotion create a permanent digital trace. So before replying, we should ask, am I reacting or responding? Do I know the full story? Would I say this in front of the person? So there are a lot of what we call it, things that we have to do. And then we give what we call it, I create some like thing where we are using screens. Can we go to the next slides? We have to be a little bit faster. So I'm not going to read all those things. So the framework of think. What is think? Think means that when we will receive something, we receive some information. We have to, we have to think. We use the T first. Is it true? And then H is it helpful for us when we spread it, when we forward the information that we are receiving? That is H. For I, what is my intentions of spreading it? Is it we spread it because it will, what we call it, part of the da'wah, or we spread it because we want to humiliate others? So we have to clear with our intentions. That is I. And what is N? Is it necessary for us to forward it? And last but not least, it is the word is kind enough to the others. So this is the framework. When we receive something, we have to think about the framework that we developed during these online sessions. Next, please. Just one, boleh ke, Madam Moderator, another one things, another activity. Can we go to activity?
I think, Prof, because we have a Q&A actually after this.
I think we should stop. We go to last conclusions. I think we cover space, speech, space, and screens. We go to last slide. Yes. Can we go to the last slide? All right. We forgot about activities. We go to the last slides. Global online context. You can read about it. Okay. Next. This is OSH. The flash. Last one. I still put some AI generated here, but I would like to say something. AI can imitate a face, but it cannot carry accountability. But we can, as a leader, we can. That's my last note. Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Thank you for taking some of time. So for the 20-minute left, I leave it to Madam Moderator, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Okay, Prof, thank you so much, all right, for the insightful and thought-provoking presentations, engage with students with a lot of activities and questions, so you can understand clearly what she, presented. And then there are a few things actually you should take as a takeaway, from this about the adab. The famous saying about the adab before ilms, if I'm not mistaken, mother from Imam Malik bin Anas mentioned that. And then the Prof discussed all the definitions from the adabs, about the presence, ethical leadership. This is one of the leadership style. All right, now because of the time constraints, okay, I'm open question, only 2 questions because of the timing, all right? So 2 questions. So you can type in the chat box, or you can, switch on your mic. You can ask Prof directly. Okay, any question? Do we have a question here through the chat box?
Madam Moderator, I answer one question because they have been asked quite sometimes. I have a question by Amma Muriza.
Oh, yes.
Pretty related to adab and akhlaq, because I can see that while explaining the question is coming. Is maturity related to adab and akhlaq? In a way, yes. What we call it, it's related with maturity. The more mature we are, sometimes we understand what is good, what is bad, and how we behave in certain situations. Of course, it will related with the maturity, and how to manage our emotion. If the leader is someone more younger than us, like to use emotion to handle some hard situations. Of course, when we have leaders younger than us, when we have collectively appoint, or our leaders have been appointed, and as a member of the of the group, we have to respect our leaders. As long as our leaders, when they do their actions as still in the Sharia, we have to respect them. Right? So when we are in the hard situations, of course we are in a group. That's why Islam asks us to be in a group. We have to be together, advising. If if the young leader has some difficulty to execute certain thing, we help them, because at the end of the day, we will be asked our responsibility and our accountability as a part of a member in our groups. I think, am I, what we call it, answering your questions? Amma Murida? Am I answering questions?
Okay, we go to the next question, Prof.
All right, please.
From Duratu Najwa, if we are dealing with someone who not well-mannered, should we be firm or just speak nicely?
If I can say, if we are dealing with someone with what? Dealing
Who
with
is not well-mannered?
should we be firm or just speak nicely?
Nicely.
Okay, because we are still under the prophetic tarbiyah, meaning that we follow what Prophet Muhammad SAW mentioned in one of the incidents. Some of the, what we call it, I can't remember exactly if you offhand like that. Some of the, not Sahaba, some of the, I remember that Prophet Muhammad being treated unfairly by what we call it, some of the person. For example, the story of old woman and Prophet Muhammad. How Prophet Muhammad treated the old woman, for example. Meaning that whatever it is, as long as it's not go beyond until he harm us, there's no, what we call it, that's not a reason to speak how to speak to say. There's no reason for us not to speak nicely. But of course, we have to have our own time for certain things. So, but we still need to deal with them with full of hikmah. Why? Sometimes we didn't realize all the hikmah that we show to the others, they will respect us, and at the end of the days, they will follow what we show to them. Meaning the good adab that we show to them. Am I answering the questions? All right.
Okay, I think we can have another questions. Okay, from Muhammad Tanwir, Ahmad Abir. Okay, assume someone maintaining adab, but the person in front of him misbehaving. What can we do about it and handle the situation?
All right. I think this is almost the same, but a little bit detail. The question is, we are maintaining the adab. We want to be a good person, have a good akhlaq, good adab. We want what we call it, but there are other person in front of us doing something which is bad or misbehaving, like what Brother Tambi mentions. It depends. If you think that you can handle it, be there and then advise nicely. But if you can handle it, meaning that you can handle, you can advise by using your words, or sometimes misbehaving until it will affect others, meaning that you can stop it by your actions. But if you cannot stop it, you just advise it. But if you cannot do both of the two things, just make dua or run away from that places. So you are not what if Francis not give you mental trouble then, right? Being there, then they misbehaving. Allah asks what we do, not what he do, right? Who people, the person that misbehaving. But Allah asks us what we do in counter what we call it in that situation. So if you can stop it, just stop with your actions. If not, just advise it. If not, just make dua. And then if you cannot stand it, just run away from that place. That's all. It will save you, inshallah.
Okay, all right. I think last question, Prof. Last question. I would like to ask, how can leaders maintain integrity when they are under pressure to meet unrealistic expectations?
Wow, this is a very good question. So I always ask my mentor as well. As I always ask my mentor, how can we sometimes leader maintain integrity when they are under pressure to meet unrealistic expectations? All right. First of all, the first thing first is um, recognize or make sure our intention is always right. Of course, sometimes there are unrealistic expectations. If the expectations come from us, you have to know your capability. You have to know your capability. But it's expectation from outside of us, meaning that your boss, your peers, or your institutional. So you have to be honest to say that I can do this, but give me some support, for example. Because in order to maintain the integrity, remember? So, or you says that I cannot do it. You can't say you cannot do it. You can say that I can do it with your support and with your help. I can do it, but not now until I have the knowledge about it, for example. Or you can say, you get the help from others, for example. But how to maintain the integrity? One of them is if you really want to become a leader, this is advice from my mentor. You have to have a lot of what we call it assistance from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. By what? Keep on making dua that Allah will help you in whatever you do. And of course, as I mentioned, all those just now what I mentioned, that know your capability, know to say what we call it, no if they give something which is unrealistic expectations from the others. So that is the technical thing. But the most important one is always seek the assistance from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Make a lot, and when you become a leader, of course, like my one of my sifu said, or my mentor says, he keep on asking me to do a lot of istikharah. He says that why? Because in every day we have to make ethical decisions, and then whether to accept the jobs or not, and whether to do this or to do that. So this is that. Please wake in the middle of the night, 2/3 of the night, and get a system so that Allah guide us. That is, I take it from my sifu. All right.
So, Prof, I think that's it, Prof, because
Yeah.
it's almost a few minutes before 10.
Yeah. I also noticed that the battery is running
Already.
out. Yeah, almost running out, and I'm
Almost
still
without,
only
okay.
1% now.
All right. Okay, so let's conclude. All right. So I would like to, express our deepest appreciation to our distinguished speaker, Professor IR Dr. Zuraida Binti Ahmad, for generously sharing her knowledge, experience, and valuable insight with all of us in this evening. So remember, think about the effects of the words that you are going to use or say it. So think wisely, choosing word. Another thing, maybe you can remember the word think, a framework. What is THINK? So that's really, make me, feel that, oh yeah, after this, when I want to say something, if I want to share something, if I want to write or commenting something, think first. Okay. So we also extend our sincere gratitude to Nama Foundation for their generous sponsorship and continued support of educational initiative that promotes ethical leadership and character development. So our heartfelt thanks also go to organizing committee, technical team, volunteers, and every participants joining us from different countries around the world. So your presence has truly enriched this program. Jazakallahu khair. So before we end the session, so we will now have our virtual group photograph. Can I request to switch on your camera, show your face, okay? So Brother Azim will take picture. Okay, Brother Azim, is it? We'll take picture. Okay, so smile, switch on the camera. So Brother Azim, please come.
All right. So everyone, so we will have taking the photo by page. So this is for the first page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everyone. So may I take a moment to take the photo from the second page. So people in the second page, you may smile now. 1, 2, 3. All right. May I take the photo next from the page 3? Who in page 3? May 1, 2, 3. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much for your participation. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. So once again, thank you to our distinguished speaker, our respected guest, our sponsor, and every participant who joined us this evening. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us with abundantly bless your efforts and grant us the ability, to embody adabs and ethical leadership in every aspect of our life. So let's conclude this blessed gathering by reciting together the Tasbih Kafarah and followed by Surah Al-As. All right, until we'll meet again, we wish you good health, continued success, and Allah's endless blessings. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much,
So
all.
brothers and sisters, you can scan the QR code for attendance. Don't forget to fill in the QR code. It's okay if you attended the session, you can still fill in the attendance the form. If you even if you have connection issues, you can still fill in the attendance form.
Maybe can share the link if someone cannot.
Yes, can
scan QR
the
code.
team share the link, please?
Committee, please share the link.
Shall I?
Technical team.
No, thank you very much, all. Because
Okay.
Thank you very much, Prof. Zuraida.
Thanks, Prof.
The technical team, Azim and team, where's the link?
Where's the link?
We're working on sharing the link on the chat.
If anybody has able to scan, please can you give the link here while waiting for the technical team? Okay, Alhamdulillah, the form is the link. So you can just click on the link and do not leave until you fill in the attendance form. Thank you. If you have filled the attendance form, you feel free to leave.
If you are done, you may leave the session actually.